Hello. Today we're going to cover how to tweak a VPX table a little bit to your liking. I downloaded two different ones, Skateball and Barracora. Those are two of the tables I remember having to tweak a little bit to get it to play the way I like it. So basically you're going to open the file and let's see here. We'll do Barracora first. Open it in editing mode. Now, since I've already done this, this is a fresh download. So the first thing that I got to do is turn on Joy to Key. It's not already running. Okay, it's running. Okay. Alright. So the first thing I do is hit the F6 key. This is after a fresh download. Hit the F6. It will load the table in editing mode. Here you can use the flipper buttons to adjust the angle, and if you don't like the lighting, I use the left control key, hit it one time, watch up in the upper left where it says inclination. You hit the left control key one time, environment emission, you can adjust it up, make it brighter, adjust it down, make it darker. I like a fair amount of brightness in mine so I can see things. And you can thumb through with the control key. A lot of the other stuff I don't mess with because a lot of it's for the cabinet people. You stretch the table to fit it to your cabinet screen, so on and so forth. Once that's done, hit the exit or the escape key, quit to the editor. Since I'm not saving this, well, I'm going to save it. So now that you saved it, that saves the position of the table. So now we're going to go play the table just to see how it plays. And I'm not going to play a full game, obviously. And let me dump in a... The big thing I look for is the bounciness of the flippers, the angle of the flippers. I don't worry too much about it. And the other thing I look at is whenever the ball comes down through the in lane, whether it takes a little hop before it comes onto the flipper or whether it flows smoothly. I like it to flow smoothly. It's more difficult to play when there's a little hop. A lot of places will change that. See how it kind of took a little tiny bit of a hop coming down. Now watch this side. See, there's a little bit of a hop there as well. Come back. So there was a little bit of a hop there, but I want to see what happens when it comes down a little faster. Well, I'm not going to get to see that. Alright. Little tiny bit of a hop there. It's even more pronounced whenever it's carrying some speed. Now, it takes a few games to see what's going on with it. That's gone. No, it's not. Yeah, see, there was a definite hop there as it come down on the flipper. So we're going to adjust that here momentarily, but I want to... try to get an in lane here. There. Well, that side's not too bad. May not have to adjust that. You want an in lane, you can't get one. Okay, now let's play 2 players. It takes a while to... There's an inland. See how it took that hop? See how it hopped there? Okay. So now we determined there is a hop there. Wasn't much of one on the right one. I might tweak that down maybe 1 notch. So now, okay, we go back to the editing mode. So I go up to edit, select element. This is the easiest way. You could select it down here, but being there's so many other things down there, it's just harder to select it. So just scroll down to left flipper. Typically how they're labeled. Whole lot of LEDs, left flipper, double click, and now you see how left flipper is selected. Now, visuals is where the X and Y position. X is across, left and right. Y is up and down. If you increase this, that will move it down. Okay, so judging by the hop on there, I'd say it was about 3 notches too high. So I changed that to a 1666. Hit the tab key to move to the next field. Under the physics, okay, flippers seem plenty strong enough. You can adjust the strength. The elasticity of the flipper is how much bounce there is. Basically, if you want less bounce, you would decrease that number. If you want more, you would increase it. Pretty much works on all the tables, but there's some tables it doesn't seem to... Changing that number doesn't seem to work right. But we're going to leave the strength alone. I don't mess with mass or friction or anything like that. The other thing with the visuals, let's see. Start angle is how far, or where it starts at. The end angle is where the flipper moves to. You can play with those numbers as you want, if you want. Okay, so now we're going to adjust the right flipper down a little bit. I'd say maybe one notch should do it. There was just a tiny bit. So I'll just go little baby increments. Increase that to 4. Okay. Once you're done with that, I don't save the table yet until you're sure that everything's the way you want it. Players on just in case. See how much smoother that come down on the flipper? See how that comes down nice and smooth. Oops. Almost lost that one. Even that's what, here we go. There, that's nice and smooth. Okay. So we've pretty much got it where we want it. Okay. Quit to the editor. Do your save. Your changes are committed. But that's pretty much it for flipper adjustments. Like I said, you can play with these numbers. Remember, don't save it. And if you screwed it all up, you can just open the table in the previous version that you had. Okay, so now we are going to exit that, and we are going to load skateball. Oh. I never open it from that dialog. You do file then open, because if you open it from the first one, it will open the table to run it. I don't want to run it yet, because here again, we're going to adjust the viewing angle and whatever else. And you want to let the ROM get initialized. Okay, it's a little dark to my liking. Okay, there's a little brightness. Okay, what we're going to modify here is the saucer up here above this upper right flipper. This one here is set up to fire out of there like a million miles an hour. I don't like that. You want to be able to flip to hit these targets over here. So, but I'll show you what I mean here. And now I saved got the angle right. I save it. Now I'm going to play the table. I'll show you what I mean as far as that saucer kick up. Like I said, I always let it dead bounce and see how the flippers act. So it's a little bouncy, but not bad. And all I gotta do is hit that saucer without green. Watch how fast it comes out of there. See, that fires down to the outlet. So I don't like that. Now, tricky part is finding which switch it's actually switch the saucer is. So what I do is I uncheck all the layers, okay, which gives you the artwork, and I check each one. Okay, now you see the switch right here, so we know the switch is in layer 1. So now, based on memory, I believe the switch is further down. And of course they're not in alphabetical order. You just keep checking switches until you see the graphic come over top this saucer. And you can kind of see right there when I click that one, there's switches right here. Okay, that's the drop targets there. Switch 4, 3, that's the drop targets. I'll just randomly pick some here. That's the drop targets up there. Like I said, it's tricky. Yeah, that's a spinner. The walls, primitive, screws. Okay, switch 35, that's the outlane, inlane. It's the 1, 2, 3, 2, oops, 3, 30, that's the rollover. Switch 31, that's another rollover. Switch 5, okay, there we are. See, look at the saucer up here. Hit switch 5, there it is. Okay, now, I don't think, yeah, see there's nothing to adjust here for switch 5, so you're like, okay, what the hell's going on? So now what we want to do is look at the script. The script determines how hard things kick out and spinner settings and all that jazz. So we're going to go up to View and Script. Now we're looking for switch 5, so we're going to do Control F, SW5. Okay, now the first number I believe is the angle, I think. One of these first two numbers, there's a 5 and 195. One of the first two numbers is the angle that it kicks out. The last number is the strength of the kick out. Okay. From previous experience, I set it to 10, and it was perfect. I'm going to set it to 5, just for now. Okay. So we can exit that. I don't save it yet. Hit play. Now we're going to see where it comes out at 5. It's probably just barely going to trickle out. Sometimes it doesn't even have enough strength to come out. Okay, here we go. Now let's see how it comes out. See, that's much better. Yeah, that's much better. One more time. During Papa tournaments, they make that kicker a lot harder because you can keep spamming that hole for 20,000 all day long with a friendly kick out like that. So that's pretty much it for the kick out. Drop targets I don't mess with. Spinners I really don't mess with. But yeah, you can adjust the angle of the flippers if you like. If you like to bicycle jump in lanes, so it jumps over the other flipper, you want to adjust the angle of the flippers. And that's about it. Hope you liked the video.